All right, going into the last game of day one, week 5, we've got a battle of the cellar dwellers and 2-6 Optic Gaming facing off against 1-7 Golden Guardians. And Carl, take us through Optic's draft in this one.
All right, so Optic, they in their
Pretty exciting.
it's something. Their first ban phase, they banned the Galio. They ban Lorla's one of Lorla's best champions in the Gangplank, and they also, interestingly enough, banned Corki.
Two mid lane picks. Both of those mid lane picks being these heavy roamers that are.
And while he isn't played top right now, I mean, I would also say the Galio could also be a flex and top, just because historically he's played that role before. But definitely an interesting draft, banning those picks. And what I'm most hyped about is more so than Victor. I'm more hyped about Arrow playing Draven. Your boy Draven, fuck yeah.
An Arrow classic.
He's played Draven since his KT days. Arrow's Draven is just one of the
miss.
Arrow's Draven is just one of the most beautiful things to play. And after this
or
game,
goes horribly wrong.
or goes horribly wrong. But but often when he plays Draven, it's not his fault that it goes horribly wrong.
Of course, it's never the Draven's fault.
It's never the Draven's fault. But yeah, I love seeing that pick. I just think it's super. It's not meta right now, but when it gets going, it gets going. I mentioned earlier, Power of Evil playing the Victor. I think that this is an awesome pick right now. I know a couple weeks ago, Reddit was talking about, or there was a big Reddit post about a new tank Victor build, where you go fleet footwork into Abyssal Mask and you just spam your Qs and you move fast.
I still don't like it.
I mean, I don't like it either, but it's interesting that it is being played. Now, yes, Power of Evil did take fleet footwork, but he didn't go that same build. He went a more traditional Victor build, which I thought was very interesting. And it probably has something to do with wave clear, which is always nice. But yeah, I think that this was a great draft from Optic, especially picking up Skarner as their first pick, which has been a very prevalent jungler, especially when you and it didn't happen this game, but when you don't have Zac or Sejuani, Skarner has been definitely up there, and he's he got picked over those two champs this game. I like seeing Zig on Gnar. I think he plays a pretty good Gnar, and I honestly think that Optic did well this draft. But if you want to take us to Golden Guardians.
Yeah, so Golden Guardians contributed to this mid lane pinch by banning out 3 more mid laners, the Ryze, the Azir, and the Zoe, and they immediately picked their ADC, Callista, for Deftly. They grab Jax for contracts, interestingly enough. I don't know if, I guess, the Zac and the Sejuani weren't as aggressive for him, because this matchup was 2 aggressive junglers. But I think that Acadian got the better of that by being able to pick up that Skarner. And they grabbed the Camille for Lorlo. And then later on, what I found was interesting with the Optic bans for High and Matt's picks, they banned out the Twisted Fate, which is a High especially brings out every once in a while, and it makes sense. He's a pretty mobile mid laner.
I have a slight problem in this, in that they banned Twisted Fate, but they left up Talia.
That's true.
Talia,
which High swiftly picked up.
Yeah, which he picked up right away. But also, I don't know, Talia is just more meta. She's better. She has better wave clear. She just pushes in the opposing mid laner and then roams, which Twisted Fate can do, but has a harder time doing it. So I would have preferred to see them ban the Talia instead of the Twisted Fate, but in the end it worked out.
Yeah, and the Shen being a playmaker support played every once in a while that Matt could have possibly picked up, but instead he picks up the Alistar, another classic playmaking support. Their second round bans contributing to that Draven pick. They ban out two ADCs in Ezreal and Varus. But as we clearly see, Arrow was unflinched by this.
Yes. He picks up the Draven. Interesting enough, he doesn't pick Tristana.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, but I think that he's got to get in his Draven game for the year.
His seasonal Draven game, yeah.
This game against the 1-7 Golden Guardians to be that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting into this game, we see Golden Guardians, playing decently enough in this bot lane. However, Matt does end up getting caught out by the Draven, giving over a kill in the lane to the Draven, and PoE's Victor is able to start getting off to a pretty quick start, especially with a lot of the focus that Acadian had, being super aggressive early on with this Skarner, taking down High.
Golden Guardians though did do a good job about having High roam bot to get Deftly going.
Mm-hmm.
There was that 2v2, 3v2 dive down bot that results in a double kill, followed by them doing it again and picking off Lemon Nation. Yes.
Poor Lemon.
Poor Lemon Nation. Or poor Arrow.
Yeah.
For having to play with Lemon Nation. But
I love the guy though.
Yeah. Arrow or Lemonation he's not that great. He really isn't, and it's sad because he used to be. But I don't know. I just think he's one of the worst performing supports right now.
The days of the notebook are looking numbered.
Yes. Now, back to the game. Yes, Optic did win this game, but it wasn't clean by any stretch of the imagination. Like I just mentioned, Golden Guardians found picks down bot. There were holes in the vision for Optic that Golden Guardians were able to abuse. And honestly, this game was saved for Optic by Acadian on Skarner. He played that very, very well. And Arrow, also on his Draven, he killed this game. Absolutely demolished.
Popping it open with that Quadra, which scumbag Zig stole away.
So the only reason why I think they won this game was because of Arrow and Acadian. Power of Evil did play well on the Victor, but I don't think he definitely didn't carry, and I think he would have done better on a different mid laner also. He was clean, but he wasn't anything spectacular. I do think that a lot of the problem this game was because of Zig and Elimination overreaching, being caught out, and that's why it wasn't clean.
Another thing that I found interesting, I didn't really like this pick from Contracts on the Jax. I found that in a lot of these team fights, and I feel like this is kind of a Jax thing in general. You forego picking the Sejuani and the Zac in favor of Jax, but as this game got out of hand, we would see Jax jumping in and being like, "Oh crap, now what?" I got off my secondary engage. Team, where's the team? Help! And he has to just like flash out or die.
And I think that's something that's plagued Golden Guardians a lot this season. It was just like not having great synergy. Contracts and High never played on C9 together, and so I don't know. I just think this team really lacks great synergy. You would often see, like you were just saying, throughout the season, you've seen Contracts go in and not know where the rest of the team was, or High going in and not knowing where the rest of the team is, and so I think that going forward, Golden Guardians, they need to pick more simple team comps.
Play to their comfort. Play their roles. High as a leader, Contracts as an aggressive jungler, and Matt as a playmaker, and have Deftly and Lorlo kind of fill in the blanks.
Yeah, exactly. And like this game, that didn't happen. I mean, we'll see the Golden Guardian games after this, they played that very well.
Mm-hmm.
But just this game versus Optic, it wasn't great.
Wrapping it up, I think that the interview with Arrow after the game was pretty phenomenal, talking about how he likes to play Draven, and but he did kind of open up talking about how he doesn't feel like he's performing as well, or the team's like performing that well, and they just gotta I guess keep their head up with this conglomerate of players that have like never. Well, aside from Arrow and Zig, but have never really like played together at all. And I think that they really just need to find their stride with it.
Yeah, and I mean, it is their first season together, like you're saying, and I want to see what this team can do in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they can make a change with Lemonation, maybe I don't know who they would pick up. Maybe they pick up Stunt or JJ from FlyQuest if one of them wants to start on another team and not share time. Just see how that goes, because Lemonation right now is their weak link, and I honestly don't think he's doing a lot of the shot calling anyway. At least in game. Maybe he's doing a lot of the pick and ban in the draft phase, but maybe they can get Lemonation just to be pick and ban coach, and then have a head coach. Something like that would work well for them, and having a different support. So I want to see how this team progresses into the summer, just because like looking at this roster for Optic, it's stacked. Like maybe Zig performed really well on P1.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow was player of the split. Power of Evil,
World semifinalist.
Acadian was one of the best junglers last season. So like this team is stacked. I just want to see what they can do moving forward.
Well, all right. That's that for day one of week 5.